money, man.
Yes, Jaylen Brown watch has hit the 18-day mark. He has been eligible for that many days to sign that Supermax extension. So with Brown in Europe and negotiations paused, when could this come to an end? As I mentioned, we have SI's Chris Mannix and our very own Celtics insider Chris Forsberg here with us for a little game of What I'm Hearing. Chris Mannix, we have not had you on this show for a while. What are you hearing about Jaylen Brown, the holdup, and where this is headed?
Well, a lot of positives about this coming from the people in power, the people involved with the negotiations. A lot of, we're going to get this done. We're just working through some stuff. It's eventually going to happen. And it is notable, as you point out, that we are 18 days in to when Jaylen Brown could have signed that Supermax extension, and we don't have an agreement. I do find it also a little bit weird that it's on pause while Jaylen Brown's in Europe. I'm not exactly sure why that would matter.
There's no cell phones over there, man.
Brown is not.
We can't communicate.
Like a cave in the Dolomites.
Jaylen Brown,
leave him alone.
Jaylen Brown has an excellent agent. He can communicate with him. That struck me as a little bit odd. They do have until October 23rd to get this deal done. Personally, I am putting it at August 1st before you get concerned. If they go 30, 31 days without getting a deal done, then it's time to go from maybe where we're at we're not even at yellow alert yet, but maybe when you go to yellow to red alert about these Jaylen Brown contract talks, that's when
what's the difference between 18 days and 30 and 31? If it seems like everything's going to get done and he's in Europe, like at that point, does it like why does August 1st matter to you?
It's just more of a artificial date that I'm kind of looking at where if you don't, these are the kind of things that generally get done relatively quickly. Now, in the new CBA and with the Supermax extension, there is certainly room to haggle. Jaylen Brown wants every single dollar he can possibly get. The Celtics obviously don't want to pay him every single dollar.
I don't know if it's a money thing.
I mean, when it's that much money, it probably has a lot to do with it.
Forsberg, you crinkled your nose a little bit when he said August 1st is when you...
No, because I wanted to make sure he blocks off August 1st because they're going to play that clip when he comes back on August 1st after explaining himself. So my whole thing has been, I still haven't been given reason to panic. And honestly, if you look at the dates of some of these signings, it makes you come back from the ledge a little bit. And there's a new CBA. There are little things that could still be at play here. To me, it's not about the money. Like, he took a very agreeable deal last time around, and I think he's going to get the full 35%. For me, it comes down to he's probably trying for that fifth-year player option. And if I'm the Celtics, I'm saying we're giving you all this money. We're probably not going to give you that fifth-year option. And so maybe it's just like, well, we got 3 months, and they're just kind of sitting there like, who's going to blink first?
Who do you think blinks first?
It's hard for me to think Jaylen Brown wants to run around for the next 3 months and travel overseas and risk $307 million. So I think both sides have the ability to like, maybe the Celtics are just like, man, we just want to get this done, or maybe Jaylen feels the same way. But he's back in town later this week. Maybe we'll get some movement.
Any chance they're waiting on a trade that could involve?
No, I don't believe that to be true.
And one Damian Lillard?
I wouldn't. I mean, I said this to somebody recently. I am taking the off-season off when it comes to Jaylen Brown trade rumors. It's been like 5 years of Jaylen Brown trade rumors. I am not jumping on that trade, nor would I ever trade Jaylen Brown for Damian Lillard. It doesn't make any sense for this team. I think that this deal will get done because these deals always get done. When Jaylen Brown is eligible for a Supermax extension, push comes to shove, he's going to do it. When the Celtics have the chance to lock up a player of that caliber over the long term, they eventually get it done. It is unusual, and I disagree a little bit. I think there are some incentives in there. You can play with the money a little bit. And Jaylen Brown did take a team-friendly contract last time around.
He did.
He ain't going to want to take that this time.
No.
I don't know if the Celtics are going to say, well, because you did it that time, different regime that's in charge right now.
There's one dude who didn't get the full max, and that was Rudy Gobert, and I just don't think you even mess with it when it comes to this. I think you pay him the money, and you just understand that if you're saving $1 million along the way, not really going to help you enough with the roster.
It's got to be more, though, and I don't know all the details of what's going on. It's got to be more than just the fifth-year player option. You can't go 18 days over just one singular issue. I feel like it's got to be a little bit more than that.
Yeah, it could be trade kicker, could be like little stuff. It could be like incentives, like you said, But like, if I'm Jaylen Brown, and I just had to work really hard to get full $107 million. I really don't want to have to worry about, am I playing 65 games every year? Am I hitting like certain incentives? Am I shooting certain percentages? I think he's just like, man, I proved it. And I want that. And just like, give me that money.
Chris, you don't want to talk about Jaylen Brown being involved in trade rumors, which is fine, but Damian Lillard certainly is. You have said that you think they can get the Celtics, they being the Celtics, could get Lillard without having to give up Jaylen Brown. Do you still feel that way? What are you hearing about Lillard and where that is headed?
I think it, is theoretically possible that the Celtics could construct a deal that gets Damian Lillard without giving up Jaylen Brown, Jay Statham. It would have to include Derek White. It would have to include a lot of their draft capital that they've got available for the next couple of years. It probably would have to include, sorry, Chris, Robert Williams in that deal. I don't think that's something that they're looking to do at the moment. As far as Damian Lillard goes, the Blazers have made it clear they are not any kind of rush to do a deal like this. Miami remains in fairly constant contact with Portland, but Portland right now does not like the balance of their offer. We could be in for a few weeks to months before this Damian Lillard situation is settled, but right now I've heard nothing outside of the Miami Heat.
What gets done first, Lillard or
I was just going to ask you.
Brown gets done first.
Brown should get done first.